circle time today. Glad you could join us. Check into your body. Do you have your flat feet, your flat bottom, your calm, safe body with your quiet mouth and eyes on the action? Great work. Let's look at the schedule. We have our greetings, our calendar, our weather, our math, and then our story. Let's get started with that hello song. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. We're glad you came today. Look at the mood meter. Where are you? Are you in the high energy or low energy, comfortable or uncomfortable space? That high energy, comfortable yellow zone where you're feeling happy and excited or surprised. Are you in that low energy but comfortable green zone where you're calm and relaxed? Or are you in that high energy and uncomfortable red zone where you might be feeling nervous or scared or just mad about something? Or are you in that low energy and uncomfortable blue zone where you're tired or sick or just sad? Check in, tell someone around you. We'll wait. Hi, little baby. I'm up here in the yellow. I'm feeling pretty happy today. So our greeting is all done. We're going to move on to our calendar. And as I said on Friday, it's going to be a new month. So we are now in the month of August. And we had a whole weekend. So we're starting off with a full week with August 3rd. Let's put the arrow up on August 3rd. And we'll write it in our notes. Today is Monday, M-O-N-D-A-Y, August, A-U-G-U-S-T. And as I said, it is the 3rd. And the year is 2020. Great work, everyone. So our calendar is all done. Now it's time for our weather. So you're going to look out your window to see what you can see. Here in North Bend, Washington, oh, it is changed a little bit. Right now it's just cloudy. But it is supposed to be a rainy day, and it is going to be 73 degrees. So I say that's still pretty warm. So let's write that in our notes. Rainy, R-A-I-N-Y, 73 degrees, and warm, W-A-R-M. Great work, everyone. So our weather is all done. We're going to do our math, and I'd like to continue working on our greater and less than skill. So we'll pull out the dice. Rolling the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll write that 4 on the board. Next dice, a 1. We'll write that 1 up. Which one is the bigger number? It is the 4. Let's open that to the 4. Give them some teeth. 4 is greater than 1. Great work, everyone. Rolling again. A 1. Well, starting that off with a 1. Rolling this one. 1, 2, 3. Writing that 3. Which one's the bigger number? It is the 3. So we're going to open it the other way. towards that 3 and give him some alligator teeth. 1 is less than 3. Great work. Rolling again. We're going to roll again because we've already gotten that number twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Writing our 5. Rolling the next one. 1, 2. We'll write that 2 up. Which one is that bigger number? It is the 5. We will make that open towards the 5. So 5 is greater than 2. Great work. Rolling 1 last time. We have a 4. Rolling this one. And we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one's the bigger number? It is the 6. So let's have that open towards the 6. So 4 is less than 6. Great work, everyone. Putting the cap back on our pen, putting our dice away, and putting away the pen so we can check our schedule. Math is all done. We're going to move on to story. We have a story about family today. Since it's summertime, I figured I'd read about a summer family visit. The relatives came. Some beautiful artwork in this book. It was the summer of the year when the relatives came. They came up from Virginia. They left when the grapes were nearly purple enough to pick, but not quite. They had an old station wagon that smelled like a real car, and in it they put an ice chest full of soda pop and some boxes of crackers and some bologna sandwiches, and up they came from Virginia. They left at 4 in the morning when it was still dark, before even the birds were awake. They drove all day long and into the night, and while they traveled along, they looked at the strange houses and different mountains, and they thought about their almost purple grapes back home. They thought about Virginia, but they thought about us too, waiting for them. So they drank up all their pop and ate up all their crackers and traveled up all those miles until finally they pulled into our yard. Then it was hugging time. Talk about hugs. Those relatives just passed us all around their car, pulling us against their wrinkled Virginia clothes, crying sometimes. They hugged us for hours. Then it was into the house, and so much laughter and shining faces and hugging in the doorways. You'd have to go through at least 4 different hugs to get from the kitchen to the front room. Those relatives. And finally, after a big supper, 2 or 3 times around until we all got a turn at the table, there was quite quiet talking, and we were in 2s and 3s through the house. The relatives weren't particular about beds, which was good, since there wasn't any extra, so a few squeezed in with us, and the rest slept on the floor, some with their arms thrown over the closest person, or some with an arm across one person and a leg across another. It was different going to sleep with all those new breathing in the house. All that new breathing in the house. It's a lot of people. The relatives stayed for weeks and weeks. They helped us tend the garden, and they fixed any broken thing they could find. They ate up all our strawberries and melon, then promised we could eat up all their grapes and peaches when we came to Virginia. But none of us thought about Virginia much. We were so busy hugging and eating and breathing together. Finally, after a long time, the relatives loaded up their ice chest and headed back to Virginia at 4 in the morning. We stood there in our pajamas and waved them off in the dark. We watched the relatives disappear down the road. Then we crawled back into our beds that felt too big and too quiet. We fell asleep. And the relatives drove on all day long and into the night, and while they traveled along, they looked at the strange houses and different mountains, and they thought about their dark purple grapes waiting at home in Virginia. But they thought about us too, missing them, and they missed us. And when they were finally home in Virginia, they crawled into their silent, soft beds and dreamed about the next summer. The end. So that is our wonderful story about a family visiting each other. So let's work on our rainbow sentence. I think having our noun be relatives would be a great thing. So my yellow word is going to be relatives, and I'm going to use the fact that there were a lot of them. So my adjective is going to be many. So I'm going to go on up there and get writing our rainbow sentence. Hi, Penny. Starting with my yellow word, as always. There we go. relatives. The relatives. And we had many of them. The many relatives drove, because they drove in the car. So that is my action I'm going to use. So they drove carefully because they wanted to make sure they got there safely. So I could use the word safely, or I could use the word carefully. I'm going to use the word carefully, which means they drove up full of care of how they were driving. The many relatives drove carefully up from, they said where they came from, Virginia, and that is a capital because that is a specific location. And then we put a period. So that is our full rainbow sentence about our book, The Relatives Came. Thank you for joining me for today's Circle Time. We'll see you tomorrow.